This YCN segment is brought to you by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist.
Welcome back. YCN Sports Talk. Jeremy Stout, Brett Franklin. One final segment before we get to our NFL Salt Hill Pub picks of the week. We'll talk a little NFL. Steelers, we mentioned it earlier. They lose in Denver. Kind of an ugly loss. Big Ben throwing the interception there at the end. Do you feel that the Steelers are still in that rank of contender with the Chiefs and the Patriots? Or are they kind of a half a step behind the pack? You know, it was the first loss in a while, but they got some flaws. A couple bad turnovers as well.
You've known me for a long time, Jeremy. You know I'm not a believer in the Steelers. I think the Steelers have been massively overrated the past few years. Listen, they should. The Steelers should have a Super Bowl in their back pocket here in these last few years. But I just think there's a lot of locker room strife. There's a lot of locker room drama going on with this, and that's not Le'Veon Bell. I mean, this is just the whole Mike Tomlin era, and I'm sure guys like playing for him. But, the Steelers have had a lot of 13, 12-win seasons, and they've been bounced in the first round. So I'm not buying into the Steelers. I really think AFC this year, Chiefs, Patriots, one of those two teams.
Hey, let's hope so, and let's hope the Patriots can get that number one seed like we talked about earlier. Another team in the AFC, I think we still got to talk about them, the Houston Texans, winners of 8 straight now. There's been some close ones. There's been some maybe lucky ones with some missed field goals on the opponent's side, some penalties. But they've won 8 straight. Are they for real, or is it still questionable once they get to the playoffs?
I had Patriots and Texans in the AFC title game beginning of the year.
There you go.
I'm going to say I knew it all along. That's right. They will be a dangerous team. Deshaun Watson, I still think he's trying to get acclimated to the game coming off that devastating knee injury. But look out for Houston. I think they're the real deal this year.
All right, and quickly, who wins the NFC East? Does anybody want to win that? I mean, Dallas and the Redskins going back and forth. Eagles still maybe alive?
I picked the Cowboys at the beginning of the year. I'm going to stay with them.
I would too.
As much as I don't think they're America's team anymore, I do think the Cowboys win a very weak NFC East.
Yeah, that NFC East is very weak. We'll actually have an NFC East pick coming up in our Salt Hill Pub picks of the week.
It's time for the Salt Hill Pub Picks of the Week. Salt Hill Pub, honest food, perfect pints, live music, now here to serve you in 5 locations.
All right, here we go with our Salt Hill Pub Picks of the Week. Before we get to those, just the update on the standings. Last week, I went 4-1. Rob Taylor went 4-1. And Alex went 3-2. So they stand as this. I am 39-20-1. The guest is 33-26-1. Alex is 35-24-1. And Brett comes in at 8-2 record. This might be your final week. We might have one more week, so you got to keep it up here.
Got to go on top.
All right, so first, let's start with the Thursday night game, Saints and Cowboys. Who you got?
Wow, actually a fun Thursday night game here. I'm going to surprise some people. I'm going with the Cowboys.
Ooh, that is a surprise.
I think the Saints are the best team in the NFL. I told you this earlier on the radio. I don't see them going 15-1, but I do see them tripping up. Short week, coming off that big win on Sunday. Cowboys, this will get the fan base excited, and then they'll kind of crash down back to earth. But I'll take the Cowboys Thursday night, short week.
All right, I picked against the Saints when they were on the road earlier this year. I heard about it. They completely dominated the Bengals by like 30 points. So I'm not going to make that mistake again. I'm taking the Saints. They get the win. We go to the Patriots game. First one, 4 o'clock game, Vikings at Patriots. Who you got?
I'll take the Pats at home. Again, just different team at home. Minnesota, their offense is completely different when they're away from Minnesota as well. So I'll take the Pats at home, and I think they win by a touchdown.
I agree with you there. I got the Patriots winning that one as well. Complete different team, as you mentioned. Interesting matchup here. Ravens at Falcons. 2 teams who had playoff expectations, maybe fluttering now. Who you got here?
I'll go with the Falcons. Ravens haven't, or they say they're not going to announce who their starter is until possibly game day. No matter who it is, Ravens not a very good road team. They've beat up on 2 very lousy teams with Lamar Jackson as quarterback. I'll take the Falcons, and I think it'll be a blowout.
Yeah, I think the Falcons kind of get it back together. They're back at home. They get the win there. Chargers, Steelers. Steelers got to get a big bounce back win. Can they do it against a good Chargers team?
After ripping the Steelers, I'll take them to win it at home on Sunday Night Football. Chargers, we talk about the Steelers being a very disappointing team. Everybody picks the Chargers, it seems like every year. They can't do it. They're not a very good football team. I'll take the Steelers at home.
Plus, you got Melvin Gordon, who's probably going to sit this week. I agree with you. I take the Steelers as well. And finally, that NFC East matchup, Redskins-Eagles. Who gets it?
God, I love seeing the Eagles lose last week, but I'll take losing or struggling this year.
Yes.
I should say they should have lost last week. I'll take them at home, though. Redskins, I never believing in them. Colt McCoy, nobody. I mean, Joe Theismann could be starting a quarterback. They're not winning this game.
Well, and they do have the extra rest, but I agree with you. I take the Eagles as well. So there are the Salt Hill Pub picks of the week. Thanks to Brett Franklin from 94 ESPN Radio. Thanks for watching YCN Sports Talk.